do. That's how we get.
Well, that's how it go.
That's how it go.
This is Maz right now,
like
Josh. This is Maz
right now.
Ready? He goes.
Go ahead, go.
He jumps on. The entire time.
Hey, yo, DJ, what you do?
Nah. Oh man, I got you, DJ.
Hey, yo, DJ, what you do?
Jumps on, right? Tips his hat.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Hey,
Oh my. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Goes Like This podcast. It's your boy, Maz.
It's your boy, that Pendo. Josh.
I'm DJ.
And ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, a special guest today. We got the baddest hands out of Brownsville.
Hold on
we got the most dangerous rocks on the wrist of the world.
One second. Is it cool if I can put my little intro on this? Because, you know, this is family right here. You know what I'm saying? Is it cool if I
think you should have told me that first.
No, I think it works better like this though.
Before
this is all going to be kept. This is all going to be kept in the
I think you should have, started.
No, this is all going to be kept. I just want to give my little.
Go ahead.
I just got to. I'm sorry.
I understand. It's all. I understand.
This is family. I gotta.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. If y'all ever wanted to see somebody with the world's most receding hairline, all right, I want everybody to give it up. Yeah. I want everybody to give it up. Hey, yo. On a serious note, man, we got greatness in the building right now. We got future boxing royalty. Okay, you want to talk about Brownsville finest? Look no further. All right, Brownsville's finest, Brownsville's own, Brooklyn's wonder child, my brother, Gabby's goddaddy, Mr.
Go.
Bruce Shu Shu Carrington in the building.
Yes, sir. Shu Shu.
Hey, man. My hairline is healthy, man. Get out of here. Don't be doing that to me now. Don't be getting me in there.
What you been eating? Your greens? You vegan?
You know, straight for 4 years, vegan. And you, man, stop filming, man.
you know, I'm just saying the greens, they don't do that much to help the hairlines. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Which is why.
It does everything. It does everything to help the hairline. Man. It does everything.
You know, as long as you keep the lentils for your protein, you know, as long as you get your chlorophyll be smelling good, you're good. You know
I don't even think he knows what that means. See,
I do know what bro.
What the chlorophyll mean?
What the chlorophyll mean? No, since you the one that brought it up. What the chlorophyll mean, Josh?
All right.
I brought it up. Straight Brooklyn with it. You got
exactly.
You got roll.
Stuff that's not supposed to be rolled, bro. Like there's no R's in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come to Brooklyn, it's the only place you know that somebody rolls their T's, bro. We brought it up, bro. Like, come on now.
Brought it up.
Get it out of there. Get it out of there.
Hey, yo. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Bruce Carrington, to the podcast, y'all. Let's clap it up.
Thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having me, man.
How you feeling, King? How you feeling?
Yo, I'm feeling great right now, man. Training camp has been going great for me right now. And I got my fight October 9th that's coming up out of Las Vegas.
Which we're going to talk about?
Yes.
Definitely going to talk about
We're definitely going to get into that later on. And I'm just great right now. You know, family's great, life's going great. Blessed to see that, blessed to be in this day. And hopefully I'll be blessed to wake up tomorrow morning and see another day, And I'm just continuing to, just live life and do my thing, man.
Bet. You had said something off air. I want you to repeat about the podcast. You said the podcast, huh?
The podcast? Podcast? Yeah. You want me to repeat what I said?
I want you to say something.
This is trash. No, nah, hey man, hey man,
Yo.
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. Like I was saying, like I am, I'm like, you know, it's my pleasure to be on the show because for us, like, y'all my peoples, man, and I feel much more comfortable being on it with y'all than a lot of the people we know other podcasts. Cause I gotta like kind of warm up to people and stuff like that. I don't know what the vibes is giving. I don't know what type of, you know what I'm saying? I already know what the vibes is giving with y'all, and it's just like, you know, it just means everything to me. I'd rather be on this show than a lot of other people's shows. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? I thank y'all for having me for real.
What's the vibes given, Bruce? What's the vibes given here? You don't know what we giving.
Well,
I mean,
definitely. If I can point out one vibe, it's you. If you've noticed, like previous episodes, the only vibe that Josh really gives is the one that hides his hairline. Cause like he's
he's always
since episode 3,
like
originality.
I would just like to point out
the bandana.
Exactly.
What's behind the bandana?
That's what we want to know.
Behind it?
Oh yeah.
What's behind the bandana?
What's behind the bandana? I think, you know, because
I thought I was making a fashion statement. I thought I can hide it under the fashion statement. No,
there's no.
If
you tried, it failed.
Well, we're gonna be honest. Since we're being honest, bro, it goes like this, right? Because it's the only place it goes. So listen, it goes like this.
You need a haircut. That's how it goes.
Your mother needs a haircut.
That's what it is.
Right? Your mother needs a haircut. Right? So listen. The reason I did this, I made a deal with my wife. I made a deal with Ashley that like once I pass my CDL, get my CDL license, you know, I'm gonna get that shade. You feel what I'm saying? If I don't pass it, what am I doing? Stop making that face, brother, man.
he looked at you like you was sick.
Good boy looking rough out here, man.
My
boy looking rough out here, bro.
I'm gonna start off. Let's start off with something very, very out of the blue, and then we're gonna get into some serious stuff real quick, bro. How have you? Where'd he go?
I'm here.
There you go.
You never saw the.
You gotta put your phone on do not disturb, bro, man.
Yeah. Do not disturb. There it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes. There it goes. Because you know my Highline bling. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens.
It was your mom.
Hitting his line.
It was your mom. Your mom called you. It's fine.
So
it's fine. People be like, "Hey yo, my phone blinging." Hey yo, mom, stop texting me. Stop texting me, bro.
Good morning, baby. Just want to say happy Monday. I know that many of God's blessings gonna follow you. All right, I love you now.
Hey, bro, listen. We gotta listen, man. Cause this is an honor for everyone here, but it's definitely an honor for me because we came up. You know what I'm saying? We definitely came up together in high school. Started off in high school.
Nah, bro. Bruce and I've been knowing each other since kindergarten, bro. Get on the
sandbox days with mine.
Like you don't even know, bro.
We go way back to the gate back. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. That's what we do. That's how we get.
Well,
that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
This is mine. This is mine right now, like Josh. This is mine
right now.
Ready? Goes.
Go.
He jumps on. The entire time.
Hey, yo, DJ, what did you?
Nah. Oh man, I got you, DJ.
Hey, yo, DJ, what did you?
Jumps on, right? Tips his hat.
I got you, bro. I got you. Oh my god,
bro. No. That was a good one. That was really good.
But you're gonna get a whole bunch of that tonight. You're gonna get a whole bunch of that tonight.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that's gonna do it, it's gonna be him. Funny thing is, I have all reason too, but Maz is probably gonna outdo me in this part. But listen, hey yo. Yes, now we move on, bro. So listen, fam. Listen, I don't know who wants to talk about it first, but who wants to get in on this first? Anyone?
What are we talking about?
What are we starting with? I do have questions.
I personally just want to start about like literally your start, bro. Like, how did you? Right now we see Bruce Carrington like pro debut October fighting on the Wilder versus Fury card, but obviously, bro, you started somewhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about your origin, bro. How did you even get into boxing? Let's go.
Where was it at? When you first fell in love with the gloves.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah. I like that. I like that too. Yeah. All right. So basically, when I was younger, I would say like when I was about like 7 years old, I started boxing. But I got into it because I used to get like I was like always, like you said, a scrawny kid when I was coming up, and I was always like one of the shortest kids in the class. And for some odd reason, like all of the kids that was like 2 grades or a grade above me, or just twice my size, would want to bully me because I was always like passive kid, and never got
Shu Shu?
started in trouble. They tried to. They tried to bully me. And what it was, the fact that I fought them off and I would beat them up. But like my dad, he never saw me like that because in the house, I was always just a playful kid and nice kid. So he's seeing coming to the guidance counselor's office, having parent-teacher meetings about me getting into fights. And he's seeing how much, how big the kids are compared to I am. He's just like, whoa, my little Shu Shu, he's fighting in these kids and he's beating them up. Let me put him in the gym and see what's going on. Like, honestly, my first love is basketball. Like, I love basketball and everything like that, but I didn't think about boxing, you know what I mean? Like, I watched boxing. My dad, Mike Tyson, of course, coming from Brownsville, big idol, but I didn't care about boxing like that. But he takes me to Star City Boxing Club out in Star City, and I go inside this gym that also had a bunch of boxers that I used to watch on TV, like Luis Collazo, Daniel Jacobs, and just a few names to run down the list. Yeah, and yeah, bro. And I first walk in and I'm already starstruck. Motivation already to grab me and started to keep me in the gym. And then I started to notice how fast I was learning, how everything was just coming so quick and natural to me. And the first time I ever sparred and put the gloves on and sparred with someone, I beat the kid up so bad that he never came back to the gym. Right then and there, I knew that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Like, I just knew. I'm like, I want to punch people's faces in for the rest of my life.
Right. So if I can get this clear, right?
Yeah. Like we're going in the same direction here, Bob. Go ahead.
So first, if you will, you were at school.
Yeah.
Some bitter people decided, throw some bows.
Right.
But you dumped them on their backs, right?
Right. There
and then Pops said, "Hey, son, got some hands, come on over here." And then you looked everyone in the face and said, "Yes, I will get hit in my face for the rest of my life and be happy." And on top of that, get paid to hit you in your face for the rest of my life and said, "I'll be happy with that." You, my friend, my brother from another mother, are a different breed. Okay.
At the age of 7. That's crazy. That is crazy, bro. That is ridiculous. But yeah, on my own accord, I decided that I wanted to continue doing this. Me. And it's so crazy how far things have come ever since, bro.
That's crazy.
I mean, went from beating up kids on the block to Mr. Worldwide.
Right.
yeah, man. Just to put a few of my accomplishments out there, I've been #1 in New York for almost like I think pretty much more than a decade now. I'm #1 in the country and I'm an amateur boxing. I was actually supposed to be on the Olympic team, but COVID messed up qualifications to where COVID messed up qualifications for that.
Don't rush the interview, bro.
I'm sorry.
Tell a story here, bro.
He's taking answering all the questions I wanted to ask.
Bro, I'm sorry.
I gotta think of more.
Jesus, man. No, ask those same questions. He gonna have to re-answer you. Let him re-answer.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
But no. Besides the Olympics, and whatever, like, man, go ahead, continue giving your accolades.
Yeah, man. But yeah, just #1 in USA, man, and then won the Olympic trials and got the best boxer at the tournament of #1 guy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, just 17 years of hard work, all right there, wrapped up in one.
Did you ever because you said you started at 7? So I mean, not a lot of people, there's a few people that can say it, but there's not a lot of people that can really say they started training, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to do a professional form of fighting. They started training at that age. Was that something that you felt gained you more respect when you were younger, or did did it kind of make people a little bit more envious or mad at you, or kind of like, because children were mean back then for some reason. Children are the meanest things.
So insensitive.
Right. Like they were just like, where they're like, oh my God, he think he a fighter, like, or you know what I'm saying? Like, did you ever get like, just what was the response as you were coming up doing this,
More so, to be honest, it was a respect thing, because a lot of kids, even though they I would say do their own thing, but it was just something about being a boxer that gives you so much respect. Something about you actually fighting hand-to-hand combat, mano a mano type of thing, not a team sport. It kind of gives you a certain type of respect, because the discipline that comes with it, a lot of people can't do it. Like, you could,
you're a threat to people's lives. Of course, I'm gonna respect you. What are you talking about,
bro? You could play basketball, you could play football, baseball, soccer, and everything. You can't play boxing. Boxing is not for everyone. You cannot just pick up your gloves and just try to box. You cannot play boxing. We do not play this. It's the hurt business. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was much more. I got a lot of respect from it, and and it just helped me build clout, I would guess you would say, because then I became the top of my game after a while too. It wasn't like I was just an average boxer. Like, I'm out here going to national tournaments, smashing competition, and so it was like, oh no, this kid is the real deal. Let me like, he's giving his props. So that's kind of a response that I got from it.
What's it like? So you started at 7. What's that? What's it like just growing up with boxing, and just as opposed to like, I don't know, at 7 I was not doing boxing, right? I wasn't taking it as seriously, like but you're taking this seriously growing up like through most of your life. So what's that like? Talk about that.
Where was your childhood, or what was your childhood?
Okay, so something that I had to honestly get used to and accept was the fact that my childhood was literally school, boxing gym, home. Like, and what made me realize and accept that was the simple fact that I think one of my older cousins that's around my dad's age told me that don't worry about the little fun that you're going to be missing, because you're going to have big fun later. And for some reason, like, I was type of a kid when I was younger, like I was always around older guys. So my intellect, my understanding was different from a lot of kids coming up around my age. It was kind of more advanced. So when he told me that, it hit deep. And that made me really focus and dig deep on, staying disciplined and doing what I had to do. Then plus, me boxing, bro, you go to so many different places in the world and different, in the countries. Like, I've been to Kansas City, Missouri, Florida, California, Utah, you name a state, I've probably been there already. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you meet different people and you build such, these brotherhoods with these people that you're fighting, just, meeting new coaches and even meeting famous people from boxing, bro. Like, I promise you, I would have never been to half of the places that I've been to just this past year. I've been to Spain, France, London, Nicaragua, Peru. I never would have been in these places if it wasn't for boxing. And I knew that was coming up since I was younger. So yeah, that's what kind of the things that kept me, locked in the discipline and, and kept me focused on, being where, I wanted to be in the game.
You ever been to Alaska?
That's probably one state I ain't go to.
Did boxing take you to Alaska?
It did not take me to Alaska. It didn't take me there, unfortunately.
I guess you wasn't too cold.
All right.
What, Josh?
Yeah, we're wrapping that up. Good night, everybody.
Go over there with your cold joke. Okay?
Josh has been muted.
Throw that in the trash.
Let's go.
He didn't even know he was
finally
muted. You didn't know he was muted.
Listen,
that should be a running gag. Everybody has a bad joke.
That's literally what we do. Because DJ is the host, because this is like under his stuff. That's literally what he does. Like when he he just mutes us, bro. I hate him being the host.
I've been muted so many times.
You gotta understand.
That's
bro.
well deserved.
The last interview we had, he was pretty much just like drooling. You feel what I'm saying? Like he had to get
But I didn't say anything crazy though. Like nothing mute worthy.
Not on camera.
Okay.
Yo,
that's my point.
Hey, yo, Bruce, the last guest we had, my son was like doing the intro. Listen, yo, my son forgot his name, bro. He was like, hey, yo, this is Josh. I'm like,
wait.
Stuttering.
Oh, that's not what I did. That's not what I did.
That's not what you did?
It was a play on words. I mixed us up. Okay.
Yeah.
To show the degree of
we're just gonna go with that. We'll go
all
with
right.
that.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that one.
You know, it was a play on words. I'm DJ, you're Maz, I Wumbo, you Wumbo, we Wumbo, Wumbology. You know,
I hope a lot of people get that reference, bro.
Right.
I hope so too. They better.
Really
this new generation, bro.
We're not going to explain it. We're not going to explain it. Comment, yo, drop in the comments if you understood that reference.
It's the study of Wumbology.
So go ahead, Maz. Go ahead.
Okay, so I do have a question, and this is the thing that I think from the interviews that I've watched, especially with Muhammad Ali, you know, that mindset of being the greatest and coming from the worst places. So my question to you is kind of two-part. The first half is, from a very early age, as you mentioned, you're in the hurt business. The first part of it is, how did you come to grips that literally at any given moment you can be deemed physically immobile, or that these dudes are trying to rip your head off? That's the first part.
Right.
The second part is, within that being said, how did you find the confidence? Was it just purely your love? Was it purely just your passion? How did you find and fortify your mindset to be able to go through all that pain and the grueling and the loss and whatnot? How did you do that?
Okay, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to answer the questions in order. I think I'll go to number 2 first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Honestly, it's more so of the fact that it was purely a love thing, because you got to understand, boxing is not what people would just really think it is. It's not this grueling, brutal sport that people just, see in the ring. Like, you see guys get cut up sometimes, like, people literally, die in the ring and stuff like that. Things like that does happen. But behind all of that, there's so much beauty behind it. Like I was talking about the discipline, like I was talking about this brotherhoods that you build. It's so many things that I've learned in life, and that from boxing, that I translate to everyday things, like such as.
I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, man, such as like being patient. You know what I mean? Like it's like having a lot of patience in life. Sometimes like I'm a patient fighter, so it's a lot of things that I go through in life. Dealing with conflict, you have to be patient with in order for certain things to go your way, and I learned that from boxing. Sacrifice. I learned a lot of sacrifice. From being with my friends. Sometimes I have to sacrifice going out with them, and I might lose a few friends. You know what I'm saying? But it all ends out for the better. Eating clean, eating better, and stuff like that. Like I learned to eat clean. From boxing. Now on an everyday life thing, I'm vegan. Let me stop saying vegan, because vegan is more of a culture to where they don't wear leather belts and they do nothing period with animals. I'm plant-based. I've been on a plant-based diet for 4 years, and I do that outside of boxing religiously every day. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like there's so many things that I've learned from being in the game of boxing that is such more of that's the love that I grew up from boxing. And I want to resurface the first question again. Do you remember the first one you asked me?
Yeah, as a young child, and I think you kind of answered this a little bit, you had to come to grips that you were at risk, like your physical health was at risk. What was the mindset in going into that? Like, how did you come to terms and accept that and push through it?
It's so funny. I ain't think about that. I really didn't care too much about it. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Like I really just wanted to I just had so much fun just doing what I did, just punching little kids in the face as a little kid. It was something that I really enjoyed. And obviously, I knew the repercussions from it and everything like that, but I didn't care. Like you said, it was just more so just the pure love of it that, I just knew. It's certain things that that, when you just love, something, you're going to do it regardless of what might happen. There's chances, like you might get hurt or you might become a great. You know what I'm saying? Like certain people that people that are great, they take those risks. There are no great that doesn't take risks. In order to be successful, risk has to be taken, and the heavy risk has to be taken, bro. And I am taking every single one just to be that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that ever since a little kid. Like, I don't know, like everybody that's watching that don't know who I am, I have a documentary that's out. It's called Brownsville Born. You watch it. I'm sorry, Josh. I'm sorry.
We were going to get there too.
Go
ahead, go.
Josh was like ripping up the script.
Yeah, I'm just literally deleting every question I have right about now.
You know what's so funny, bro? You know what's so funny? I do this in a lot of interviews, bro, and then it just wraps up so many interviews that I do. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, you answered all my questions, and I just, you know, it just flows.
No. Over here, we diligent out here. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm annoying.
You're not running this interview. We run this interview.
Okay,
it's our
all
podcast,
right. I like
bro.
that.
It's the GLT, not you know what I'm saying?
Not the, you know, Bruce.
All right, now talk about the documentary, bro.
Yeah, because mine's so much better.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
But anyway, there's a clip in the documentary where I'm a little kid and I'm literally saying like, "Oh, I'm going to the Olympics and I'm gonna knock him out." You know what I mean? And I had this dream since I was, you know, a kid, to where I honestly, like, I knew, I just, in my mind, in my body, my soul, I just knew that, you know, I just was ready to gonna make the Olympics, and I was in my path to do so. And the only reason why I didn't make it was from other things that, you know, was out of my power. So yeah.
So being that you just mentioned the documentary, obviously too early, let's skip. Let's go there, and I want to come back to some stuff, because I definitely want to, you know, I really want to touch on some things that I think is very important, you know, to like, I feel like the development of you as not only a boxer but as a person. So let's talk with the documentary, man. You're what? You're 24 years old now?
Correct.
24 years old, man, and you know, not a lot of people can say that they have a whole documentary based on their life, and you know, like, and technically, you know, you're great in your own right, but obviously in the grand scheme of things, bro, like, you know, you still don't really have that much eyes on you yet. So the fact that you, like, one, talk about just the mindset to be like, yo, like, we're going to document certain things right now before I even get to that stage. That way, by the time I get there, people have a whole history lesson on who I am, where I'm from.
Right.
Talk about just that foresight, and just talk about like the process of how it all came together.
Yeah, I mean, well, like, honestly, like, my dad, one thing about my dad, best friend, bro, he's genius. You know, my dad is like one of the closest thing to me. But like, he kind of, I guess, foresight this other than myself, because we used to watch like a lot of people's documentaries, like Biggie Smalls, Muhammad Ali. These are different people. They'd have these random footage, you know, moments of them just, you know, doing that what their everyday life do. And you, as a person being filmed, the person that's being filmed, you don't really realize and care how much, you know, that really matters and like that, because it's just your everyday life thing. But you don't realize how many people that actually look forward to that look at you as an idol, or just interested in everyday life type of thing. They are interested in knowing how you got to where you're getting, or where where you are in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that I do, like, I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, going running and work out 3 times a day, yada yada yada. Like, that's a regular thing for me. But it might be, you know, unthinkable, unfathomable to other people. You know, so just to watch that, and it's just kind of a different feel. So that's when we got the idea to do the documentary. And how it came about, there was like this, during the summer, they throw these, I don't know what these concerts during the summer throughout the 5 boroughs. I don't know what I think it's like some Summerfest type of thing. And I think this old group was on a stage or whatever, and I knew a friend that could help me get on stage. At the time, I had all my championship belts on me and stuff like that. Big, crazy crowd. I have about like 12 of them now. I'm lying, 14. I have 14 belts. 14 belts on all of my cards. Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I just forgot about a couple extra.
Those other 2 that happened that one time when I knocked the guy out.
You got the other 2, right? There's 2
the
more?
other 2. The other 2. Yeah, they're in the back. But yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So, so I was wearing the belts and stuff, and they had me on stage, like the rap group put me on stage, and all of the crowd is going crazy, like, oh, yeah, Shu Shu. So they introduced me to the crowd and all of that stuff. The director of the film just so happened to be out there. The guy's from New Zealand, his name Tom Gould. And my mom was out there, and he like after the show was over, he came to us, pulled us to the side, and introduced himself to us. He gave me his card, and he seemed like a real genuine guy. But a lot of guys give me like their card and whatever, and I just put them in the past and stuff. But he kept in contact, and he was really enthusiastic about doing his documentary and doing his film. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna give this guy a chance. And it was so crazy because this boxing documentary was supposed to be just a boxing thing, but it changed. It changed into something much deeper. It changed into a gun violence awareness type of documentary.
And we're definitely going to,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's what, and for some reason, I just feel like anybody that watched this documentary, bro, like it was really heartfelt, and you guys, I don't want to say this, but you guys may enjoy it.
Yeah, I had a chance because I was there for the viewing of it, and honestly, I've known you for a while, but like to watch that documentary really kind of put you in a whole different light to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like I was able to learn a lot of different things that I didn't know before. And just to see I like, obviously, like you let your dedication shine everywhere you go. Like you're true to this. You feel what I'm saying? This boxing isn't like a game to you, for you, whatever the case may be. But it's like to actually see how that plays out on your day to day. But there was, and this is kind of where I wanted to get to. But there was something, and you just mentioned it, you touched on it briefly, but and now we can get a little bit deeper into it. But in that documentary, you went through, there was a lot of things, that happened, just on your journey. And one of those things, man, you went through a huge tragedy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, it has shaped your entire journey as a boxer and also as a person. Just kind of touch on that, not even touch on it as much you want to go in depth of it, and just talk about, how important, like, what did that do for you?
Yeah, man, I had lost a brother. His name was Michael Hayden. He was I have 4 brothers, 2 sisters, and he was the brother just over me, just above me. And he was at the time the person that I confided to. I was most comfortable coming to with my problems and issues, and he was like someone that I really was influenced by. Like a lot of my ways and a lot of my personality, even the way I dress, is because of him. So he was someone that was really, really, really close to me. And it was such a crazy experience for me because, he had sickle cell anemia, and the doctors were already saying that, he wasn't expected to live long. He wasn't expected to live a certain age. And he was already living past the age that he was expected to. But, we were more prepared for losing him from that. But he had, so it was this one day, November 21st of 2014, where he was going out to buy the new Grand Theft Auto game for the PS3, PS4. One of them, can't remember. I think it was the 4. Yeah. So he's getting Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 4. And so he was getting in. He was like, "Yo, bro, Shu, I'm gonna get hyped. Yo, we gonna get lit. I'll come back to get the game." And I was like, "I bet. You'll go ahead and get back. We gonna play when we get home." So that was like literally the last conversation I had with him. He went out there with my oldest brother as well, brought the game, and this dude had walked up on him and shot him like 5 times. It's crazy because he didn't even rob him or nothing like that. I didn't get the game. It was nothing like that. What it was, I think, from what I'm hearing, it was probably like some gang initiation type of thing, where they probably, I don't know, I don't want to assume anything, but it was just kind of like a thing to where, it just had to do something with him shooting, like my brother. And it was kind of like really tough for me to deal with for a very long time. Like I stopped going to school for about a month. It was hard for me to talk to people, speak to people. I guess I only kept in contact with a few people, like, like you, Josh, and, a handful of other people. But I knew I had to get out of this hole. I knew I had to, get out of this place to where I felt like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't function. And I knew for a fact that my brother didn't want me to be that as well. And it was right before, it was my first time, it was right before the Golden Gloves. It was this Golden Gloves big tournament to where, when you win this sprint tournament, you're a New York fighter, you're like the top guy in New York. You're like, you're like really loved out of New York. And I go out there and I win the Golden Gloves, and I'm just like, I use that motivation. I use my brother's death as my motivation to win the Golden Gloves, man. And it was just something that was really special to me. But I grabbed that motivation and used it into every single fight after. And the drink pushed me further than what I could, I could ever think I would be. Got on the USA team, was on a Pan American team, went to the Pan Am Games, and then on the USA team for the Olympic qualification team, and on my route to the Olympics, got my, I just used that motivation to become something bigger. Because honestly, I had my bumps in the road with boxing. Like, you're gonna find that with anything you do, any profession you have, any career path you have, any relationship you have for a long period of time, whatever, you're gonna have your bumps in the road. You're gonna have your roller coasters. There've been times when I feel like hanging up the gloves, bro, and I felt like I lost the love, or I feel like I plateaued in the game, and I just felt like I just didn't want to do it anymore, bro. But I felt like around that time, my brother's passing kept me in the game, because I sometimes I felt like I didn't want to do it for myself. So if I want to do it for myself, I'm gonna do it for him. Right. And then after that, I found a new love. So now I'm doing it for him and myself, and it's just got me to a new level, bro. So yeah, that's the motivation that kicked in. And I felt like, it's sad that it had to be the fact that he had to pass, but everything happens for a reason. And I never questioned God's plan.
That's real, man. I remember the funeral for that. And yeah. I mean, like, that was the first time I saw like a lot of people pop up for somebody, Yeah. My brother was well loved, man. Well loved. You know how like people in this world that are like either have disabilities or that are sick, they are happier. They seem like happier people because they cherish life much more than that person that has all the best health that God can give. You know what I mean? They're just giving a bunch of light to other people because they possibly know that their time is short. That's the type of person he was. You know what I'm saying? He was so supportive. He wore, like, literally, when he died, when he was shot, he wore my Team Carrington hoodie. You know what I mean? When he was dead, my Team Carrington hoodie. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that he wore, like my Team Carrington had. He used to wear my shoes, everything, bro. Biggest supporter.
And he was like my walking biggest, supporter, walking billboard for me. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was like that for other people as well too. So that's why when you came to the funeral, you saw it was like packed.
Like crazy, man. And so my question, in this regard, like how important is it for you to kind of shed an awareness, one on, I guess like gun violence, especially senseless gun violence, and also just like, spreading awareness of sickle cell anemia, you know what I'm saying? Because that's something that, definitely is a plague, in our community.
Definitely. And I don't feel like it's talked about enough, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, like how
I feel like, especially, I feel like, because people don't understand, like, people with sickle cell anemia, what they actually go through. Like, people don't talk about it enough, so the awareness is not really that crazy because they're so focused on so many other things. Like, bro, like me watching my brother like he basically lived in a hospital. It was basically like he would go to the hospital, especially when it was cold, 3-4 times a month.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah.
And every single time he would have like a crisis, a sickle cell crisis, his body would be aching. He would like get like, so your blood cells are like shaped like circles, But when you have sickle cell anemia, they're kind of shaped like crescents, and the blood cells will lock up like that, and that's what causes the blood clots in certain areas of your body. So he'll got a lot of aches and pains and excruciating pains where he's yelling, crying his eyes out as a grown man, bro, yelling, crying his eyes out, his back and stuff. I would have to like call an ambulance, and put a hot rag on him sometime, or cold compress or wherever it's hurting until the ambulance comes. He's being brought out in a stretcher or brought out in a wheelchair or something like that. Just a sight to see it all my life, bro. It was like really emotionally draining, and I can't even imagine what he was going through, but by the fact that he was going through the things and stuff like that. But me even seeing that hurt me watching. So it's just like, that I feel like the awareness of sickle cell definitely should be heightened, bro. You know what I mean? And then to gun violence, bro, senseless at that too, bro. It should be something that should be, I feel like it should be stopped, bro, because there's so much stuff that goes on, bro. There's so much petty things and petty killings, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, I looked at death totally different ever since then. Like, I remember before my brother passed, death kind of thing was a thing for me. It was kind of like, oh, people die every day. It's just life, you know what I mean? It's just whatever. I see it on the news. Oh, people just dead. Whatever. What's next on the news? But then after I went through it, the collateral damage that happens when someone dies. The person that's dead, they went through that, they had their pain, they're dead and gone. But the family, the grief, the stages of grief that they're gonna go through, and at the period of time they may have to go through it. They may have to go through it for a year, a couple of years, a decade, or however long. It is excruciating. It's something that I could never wish on someone, because I felt like I wasn't myself anymore. I felt like I changed in a person. I had so many evil thoughts that I never thought that I could have, and it was just something like the first year after a while too was the worst year, because you have different holidays and that your brother's not there anymore. The person that your loved one is not there anymore. Their birthday comes up and they're not there anymore. Like, I walked in, like, my house, we had like this hallway that we walked through to, like, in order to, like, to go to our rooms or whatever. And whenever I'm walking one way, my brother walking the opposite way, we have to squeeze through the hallway to get to where we're gonna go. Now this space that we used to squeeze through is not taken up anymore. I want to get this space taken up, and it's not taken up anymore. Now it's just empty space. Like, where is he? We feel empty. You don't want to go through that. Right. So now when one person dies, that happens. Think about a massacre. Think about mass killings, and it is ridiculous, bro.
How many families are shattered because of it? Yeah.
Yes, it is ridiculous.
That's real.
That's so real. Yeah, those are the type of things that I want to bring to the the awareness of the gun violence, man. Any type of senseless killing, man. Like, bro, things like this happen, bro, and you would not want it to happen to you. I don't wish it upon anybody, and I just wish someone, by me telling my story, that they'll understand, what the things that I've gone through and things that people go through that similar situations as me, how it can affect the person's family, man.
That's real.
And especially coming from Brownsville, that's a big statement.
Yes,
right.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time I was thinking, like, you are truly blessed because you were in a position in one of the worst places unanimously in the United States.
Yeah.
Boxing saved you from getting caught in certain predicaments. And especially like what I was thinking too, it's amazing.
Hold on. You gotta giving big credit to my parents as well too, because they kept my head on straight. They made sure I was out, I was in school straight. You know what I mean? They disciplined me very well, so I'm putting them in that too. So go ahead, continue.
Dukes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's the thing too. It's like what I respect about you so much is you are a culmination of love through family and profession. Like, it's amazing to see when you put up the statistics about little Black boys that are supposed to be doing something else at the age of 7. Your father's pulling you into this profession to not only train your mind, but your body and your spirit, and train you up as a man as well. And then having your mother there and the whole family to actually support something that takes real blood, sweat, and tears, it's amazing to me, and it's also bittersweet. Because, for example, a lot of the things, especially with that contention when it comes to the senseless killing, is me not understanding who you are, and me not understanding that you have a family to come home to, that you have a mother and a father and brother and sister and daughter. And it's like, if more people saw the perspective that you lived out, it would educate that the bullet doesn't just touch the person, the whole family feels the bullet. It's not someone 100%. That just catches it one way, you know?
That's 100%. That is facts, bro. That's 100% facts, bro. And like, honestly, it's just like something that I just wish that, you know, you wish the perfect world, you know, perfect world, but you know, I feel like, you know, so like I said, everything happens for a reason, and I wish that this didn't have to be the reason, but you know, it just created, you know, a different type of motivation for me, man. And but you know, I'm gonna have my moments forever for the rest of my life. Whenever I, you know, accomplish something, or when I'm travel to a new place, or I meet new people and stuff like that, that I just wish that I had my brother on my side right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? He could be literally sitting right here. You know what I mean? If, you know, he was still alive and everything, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but yeah, man, it is what it is. But, and you know, it's something that you just got to live through.
Right. Hashtag forever Ike, man. Rest in peace.
Yes. 100%.
And we can, so if I wanted to get a little bit lighthearted here, I just want to switch up the vibe. You are friends with a lot of you know, well-known people. You know, it's specifically in boxing. I just have one quick question. You know, you're friends with, you know, one of like the likes of, you know, Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
AB,
my boy AB.
You know what I mean? And you know, AB, you know, he's getting back to, you know, he's slowly getting back to, you know, where he was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, he went through some stuff, went through some trials and tribulations. And, you know, there was a point in time, you know, where he ain't really have a bag like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really got, you know, the money just kind of stopped. Have you ever lent AB money? Like, did you ever like were you like one of his rich friends that he got money from? You know what I'm saying? He said that because when he said that, you know, in front of, you know, you all know that clip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, were you one of those people that gave him money?
Was not one of them.
Why not?
Yo, that dude AB is funny, bro. That dude is hilarious. But no, like, I'm not rich, Jay. Get out of here. I'm not one of them rich guys.
All right, did you give him $1? Like I'm pretty sure, because at that point in time, you know what I'm saying, like, people resort to fast food at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like, did you at least buy him a 4 for $4? Like, that man is not
poor. That man is not poor. He's well off. You know what I mean? But no, man, but shoot, man, that's my dude though, man. AB, when I tell you, like, he's one of the coolest boxers that I've ever met. Like, I've gotten so, you know, like, you know, comfortable with the guy, and it's the fact that, like, he just treats me like, you know, whenever he sees me, yo, what's up, little bro? You know, he shows me so much love, man, and you know, he treats me like family. You know what I'm saying? He's like, to be honest, people have this perception of him, you know, about being so cocky and stuff like that, and stuck up and stuff, you know, on camera. But behind the camera, he's nothing like that. He's actually a really down to earth type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I really want to put out in this podcast. Like, that dude, he's really cool, and I feel like, you know, a lot of people should know that about AB. He's really a cool type of dude. I just think that's a little persona that he kind of, you know, puts on camera just to, you know, create attention and, you know, draw fans to watch him fight, which works. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, win, lose, or draw, he's gonna have plenty of future people watching him fight, and he's gonna get millions of dollars when he's in that ring. Right. So. You know what I'm saying? So it works for what it works for. But yeah, the dude is a great guy, man. And I have nothing but great things to say about him.
I got a question. Actually, a 2-part question. First, your favorite fight you've ever fought in. Second, the hardest fight you've ever fought.
Boom.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Okay.
Let's go, Shu.
Imagine he'll be on some humble stuff and be like, actually, you know, the hardest fight I've ever had is with myself. You know, it's just like,
Stop.
That's a humble. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, if somebody ever gave me that answer, bro, this interview is over, bro.
Yeah,
You gotta be a different level cocky, bro.
Right.
Like, yo,
Josh,
man.
the sad thing is, I was gonna say that. Now I can't say that.
Bro,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
That
Well, hold
just
on,
got me so mad.
well, hold on, we
This
gotta
got
put
me
this
so
in the
mad.
atmosphere. I just want to throw my name in here. I think the hardest fight he's ever had.
Excuse me.
Established.
Excuse me.
You know,
I'm sorry.
2014.
Excuse me.
2014, 2015. It was in a
sorry?
dance. It was in the dance room. And you know,
Josh, you better tell the story, right?
He wasn't necessarily looking per se. You know, he was occupied. You know.
What?
And you know
what?
Okay. All right. Cool.
And
You tell the story.
You feel what I'm saying? And I sneaked him one time. You know what I mean? Because he was talking crap. You know what I mean? He was talking. You know what I'm saying? And I sneaked him one time. Now, I don't know if he's gonna admit this, but like he was surprised by it. It rocked his world. You know what I'm saying? As usual, like my hits do. And he never really got back because you know he was stunned. You know what I'm saying? Some would say I stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were in a professional fight, like I definitely stopped him. You know what I'm saying? Like
you don't. First of all, you don't sneak nobody in a professional fight.
I'm not talking about that.
That does not happen. No. We are going to talk about that part. That's what happened. That's what happened.
But just say like that was like the most hardest thing because you never really got me. Like you never really could hit me back. You know what I mean? Like
not. Also, you want to talk about that time we actually score up and slap out? You want to talk about that?
Ooh. It never happened. I can't recall.
Oh, of course you can recall.
Because Josh was knocked out.
He got his memory.
I really don't like the lack of faith my boys have in me. Oh my God, Bruce.
Wait! I had a story. Okay,
dude,
how I know Josh can't fight. When I used to live at my boy's house, we wrestled. I dumped this man on his back and he lost.
Josh, what's going on here, bro? You said you out here taking L's?
What happened was
years ago.
What happened was I was like, no, my cast wasn't necessarily as built as they are now. So what happened was
that's what it is.
He was able to like, you know what I'm saying? He was able to like lift me. It was very emasculating at first. I didn't necessarily feel like a man. He lifted me off of my feet. And what happened was like I thought he wanted to play a game of just like, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to like show me the world. You know what I'm saying? So I thought,
that's what he was doing.
That's what I thought. So I let him do that.
Right? Yeah,
we flew, you know, did the pose,
different atmosphere.
Yeah,
how was the air up there? How was it? It was thin, huh?
It was just very thin. If you knew the house you were in, it was just like the thinnest.
I can imagine slow-mo.
No shade, but all the shade in the world. Go ahead, answer your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Bro. But yeah, man. Where were we?
Your hardest
fight.
There we go. Okay, so the first one was my favorite fight. My favorite fight. That's hard. I had like over 200 amateur fights, but I would kind of say probably my favorite fight was when I won the Olympic trials. It was what, am I missing something?
No. It was just like the humble flex.
Over 200.
Over 200. Yeah, just I've knocked people out for 200 fights. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm only 24, but I've had over 200 fights. Like I really do. Hey, we love the humble flex over here.
There you go, bro. Yeah. So when I won the Olympic trials, bro, it was against this dude, David Navarro, and it was the simple fact. It was 8 people that walked into the Olympic trials, and everybody's seeded 1 through 8, and I just so happened to be the number 8 seed. And matter of fact, actually, that wasn't my favorite fight. The first fight was my favorite fight. The first fight of the tournament, and you know when the number 8 seed has to fight the number 1 seed, you know what I mean? And the number 1 seeded guy at the time, he was ranked number 2 in the world. You know what I mean? And ranked number 2 in the world. I had a lot of doubters. You know what I mean? I had a lot of guys like thinking that I wasn't gonna win the fight. And but at the same time, like I believed in myself, and I trained myself like, you know, crazy. Like I knew there was no way in the world anybody could survive or even go through the things that I was going through in order to push myself to win this tournament. So first day off the bat, I'm fighting the number 1 guy, and there was nothing that was gonna shake me, nothing that was gonna steer me off my path, and beating this dude. And it was a great fight, you know, great back and forth action. But I think that what got me over the edge and getting the decision was the fact that I was more assertive and I landed more of the effective shots, eye-catching shots, and I ended up getting the victory, man. It was something that I felt like created momentum for me going into the tournament, you know, going into the tournament, and I ended up, you know, winning the whole thing and then got the best boxer of the tournament. Like I came from the number 8 seed, and also to throw it out there, it was a double elimination tournament. So double elimination means that usually our tournaments is like you lose once and you're out the tournament. Double elimination, they give you 2 chances. Like, you know, you go in. If you lose, you go into the losers bracket. Then if you lose in the losers bracket, then you're finally out. I went in there and I won every single fight, 4-0, left out there 4-0, and got the best boxer of the tournament. Best boxer of the tournament amongst the best of the best in the country. That is crazy, bro.
Bro, whose man's is this? You're like a real life anime character. What the heck, bro?
Beating the number 2
This
guy
is his
in the
story
world.
arc.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's my story arc. Right? It's story arc.
They have like a 2K for boxing. This is literally my boxer right here. Like,
yeah, my boxer.
My
Yeah,
boxer,
yeah,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? Bro, like literally, but that was probably my favorite fight. But my hardest fight, I would say, my hardest fight was possibly back in 2015, and I was actually trying out for the 2016 Olympics. And I went out in Memphis, Tennessee, and I fought this guy, Josh Gonzalez. Now, the reason why it was such a hard fight for me was because it was a lot that I had to prove to myself at that time. I wasn't really that confident in myself around that time, thinking that I was going to make it to the Olympic trials. But it was something in me that, you know, wanted to really prove myself. So going into the tournament, I already had beaten 4 guys prior, and he was the 5th guy. And this 5th guy that I had to beat him to go to the finals. And once I make it to the finals, I make it to the Olympic trials for the Olympic team. And this dude was like possibly like 5'11". I'm like 5'8". You know, he's like Mexican guy, big head and everything. Like his name is Josh Gonzalez. And I'm fighting him, right?
I thought you were gonna say Josh.
No, it was not Josh.
Because you said big head.
He wish I was talking about him. He wish.
That's literally who I thought you were talking about this entire time.
He wishes
I was like, you're really telling the story.
Nah, bro.
I was there.
So basically, so this dude Josh Gonzalez, bro, he's a Mexican dude. And when I'm fighting him, first round goes on, right? He's throwing his punches. And mind you, I fought guys prior to him that was like really fast, and he's like kind of slower. And I'm popping him. I'm like, yo, this the guy that I gotta go, that I gotta beat in order to qualify for the trials. This finna be a breeze. Heck no. One thing I learned that day, when the guys throw slow punches, if them joints connect, they are heavy. And he threw a 1-2 and hit me to the body. Wow. I said, and, bro, he saw that and he started wailing at me. First round, he's throwing punches, and I'm grabbing him and I kind of fall on the floor. When I tell you, bro, like I'm gonna get real animated real quick. Let me move the chairs.
Hey, yo, we gotta find this fight and we're gonna put this in the edit as well, bro.
Dude, bro. When I grab the dude and fall, right? And at this point, the referee, they say it's a slip. They count it as a slip, so I fall, right? So I'm catching my breath, and I'm supposed to get right back up, and continue to fight. But I'm taking my time, veteran move. Taking my time. I'm like, wipe off my gloves and stuff. Look at the ref. Like, you're good. I'm like, yeah. I'm catching all my breath, bro. I'm like, yeah. put one leg up, put one knee up, and everything. Like, I'm just taking my sweet time getting up, bro. And it's just like, but after that first round, my coach is like, yo, bro, what's up with you, bro? Like, what's your problem? I'm like, bro, that dude can hit hard, bro. Like, he hit me with a good body shot. He's like, bro, I understand that, but yo, you got to bite down. Like, let's go. Like, you push yourself. Let's go. This is the last fight. You win this, you go to the finals, and you make it to the Olympic trials. Let's go. I'm like, you know what? You're right. He's like, Brownsville, baby, Brownsville.
Yes, sir.
The next 2 rounds, bro, I'm in there banging with him, bro. Just right there in there, just in the trenches. Boom, bop, bop, boom, shoulder roll, catching him, crazy shots, boom, bop, bro. And then, mind you, he's the type of guy that's a pressure fighter that likes to come forward bigger than me. So those two, the second and third round, I'm pushing him back. It's something that I just found, this inner energy that I never knew that I had in myself at this time. Because like I said, I was proving myself in this tournament. Bro, I went ape on him, bro. I just started going crazy, and I ended up winning the fight by split decision. It was a very close fight, but I winning the fight by split decision. I went and cried, went down to my knees, and I just prayed to God. I was just so happy, bro. That was like the hardest fight I've had, bro. Like, that dude can really punch, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So who here is in favor of nominating Bruce Carrington to be like the next like lead actor in Creed? Cause didn't that just sound like a whole movie, bro?
That's an insult.
Movie,
no. Not Creed. You gotta have the Carrington story, bro. No Creed.
That's what I'm talking
about. The Carrington story.
I just personally felt that felt like a whole movie. Like, I was literally visualizing everything. The boot pop, you know what I mean? I felt that.
Yeah, all of that.
All that, bro.
It was crazy, bro. That fight was crazy. It was one of my favorite fights. That was actually one of my favorite fights. I'm gonna say it's my favorite, but that was one of my favorite fights for a long time because of what I had to go through and what and even also, let me even add some things in there. Prior to that tournament, I had lost to 2 guys that I just had to had to fight in that tournament, and I beat both of them. So I redeemed myself with 2 guys that I beat prior to that tournament. Like, I would say like months prior to that tournament that beat me. I beat them in order to, that thing was like, I felt like God was kind of teaching me a lesson, man. And to just, going through and fighting through adversity and proving yourself. And that's something that I really had to go through in order to feel like getting confidence and to taking myself into the next level, bro. And I swear, God he works in mysterious ways, but trust and believe, man. That dude, he has everything is in the best favor of you. You know what I mean? You never question God, man. Never question it.
I'll say this, man, because I feel like we keep going around it, so we might as well just talk about it. You are a decorated fighter. You have fought in some of the biggest competitions. You have fought in some of the biggest arenas. I'm talking about Barclays. I'm talking about the Mecca, in Madison Square Garden, and so on and so forth, man. You are, is it a 2-time Golden Gloves?
Correct.
Wait, is this the question that I think it's gonna be?
I don't know. Now I feel pressure because I want to be on the same page. See, now I'm really feeling pressure. I'm just asking the
question.
You feel what
and
I'm
if
saying?
not, you can ask the question.
You feel me? But you've done all this stuff, man, and you found your way. You found your way to the Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, you found your way to the Olympic team. First of all, let's just clap that up. In sec, let's just clap that. Like, you literally found your way to the Olympic team. And I just remember, like, everybody that really knew who you were, man, was just like, it was this whole thing, bro. Like, like the way you got on and just like how you were like just over in the USA training camp and stuff like that. You were going hard. Obviously we've seen the Olympics come and go. And unfortunately you weren't there. First of all, talk about getting on the Olympic team, what that meant, the training experience, and not being not necessarily being present in Tokyo. What's going? How did that go? Let's go.
I mean, it's a bunch of malarkey, I tell you. A bunch of malarkey.
That's a fact.
Yo, I mean, okay, so honestly, bro, it was like, me being on the team was the greatest experience ever. I felt like, I learned so many things, like, you know, that I didn't feel like that I would have learned like on my own just by, you know, being on the team. Because you gotta understand, you're being around guys that are at the best in the country in their respective weight classes, and you're around them day in, day out. Motivation behind that is out of this world, bro. The grind and, you know, the hunger that when you're around great people, you're just, you know, you're bound to be great yourself, you know. So me learning from them and taking tools from them and, you know, putting it into my arsenal, it was something that was really special and really crazy for me. And then traveling, going across the world and fighting, going to different countries and learning in new styles, and that it's been such a great, you know, great experience for me, bro. But it was such a downer for me when I found out that I wasn't going to be able to go to the Olympic team. So basically, let me go through the process, right? I get on the qualification team, right? Because as I'm winning Olympic trials, get on the qualification team. So now we're just, at this point, we're just training for the qualifiers in Argentina back in 2020. COVID hits, COVID happens. So boom, the Olympics is pushed back a year. Now, okay, like, you know, 2021, I waited, you know, 4 extra years, because I could have turned pro back in 2016, but I waited 4 extra years for the 2020 games. You know, 1 year is not gonna hurt. You know what I'm saying? And now we're just, you know, focusing on, we're still training. 2020, 2021 comes up, April comes up, and the same qualification tournament in Argentina comes up again. And what happens? It gets canceled again because of the cases gets risen up in Argentina again. So now the International Olympic Committee, the people that's, you know, that's in control of, you know, of everything, they are at a halt at this point, to where it's like, okay, so how are we gonna have the guys that are boxing get into the Olympics? Mind you, the countries like the continents like Africa, Asia, Europe, and Australia, they had their Olympic qualifiers. So the Americas haven't. The Western Hemisphere of the world hasn't had our qualifiers. So it's like, okay, so how these last batch of people are going to be able to go to the Olympics? They were pitching out, how about we just have like this little event and we trying to, you know, possibly get them through, or possibly just the guys that are, you know, just qualified on the qualification team, have them go through. No, they didn't do that. What they did was go back into the years of 2017 and 2019 and go through that ranking system and who was at the top of the weight class those years, because 2020 and 2021, there were no qualification tournaments because of COVID. So they had to go back to 2017 to 2019. And at that time, I wasn't at the weight class that I'm at right now. And the guy that I beat, that was number 1 seed, that was number 2 in the world, was number 2 in the world at 2019. So he went on and got on the Olympic team, and I was left out of it. So imagine you beat the guy, and, you know, the guy that you beat takes your spot and go on a team. Now, I can't necessarily say that I was upset at the fact that he was on a team, because at the end of the day, boxing thing, you know, I'm family with the guy. You know, me and the guy are really cool with each other. You know what I'm saying? It was just a simple fact that I worked so hard. You know what I mean? I worked day and day. I was so sure that I was like, it was my dream. I had dreams of me literally winning the Olympic gold medal, be at the top of the podium. I felt like that was a vision. It was like a epiphany that I had, or something like that. You know, and it's something I really look forward to. And the dream was taken from me, and I had no control over it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Usually in boxing, when, you know, you have your wins and losses, is because it's on you. That's your, you know, your loss, because, you know, but yeah, that's something that you could control. I had no control over it. So it was like a foreign film that I had, and it ripped my heart out. You know what I'm saying? And I cried about it for like so long. It was something that I didn't even realize. Like, I didn't even think that would really happen. It was something I was ready for. And it just sucked. And I was okay about it after a while, because, you know I have a lot of excitement behind me, because so many people wanted me to turn pro anyway. You know what I'm saying? I have a professional style, and a very pretty exciting fighting style, you know, going into, you know, the ring and everything. But I just recently had to relive those same feelings that I felt when was told that I wasn't going to be able to go to the Olympics when the Olympics started. You know, I'm watching the Olympics. I'm watching the opening ceremony, and I'm seeing the guys from, you know, everybody go out in all these different countries. They're walking through and having an open ceremony with their flags and stuff. And then I see America come, and then I see all my teammates. You know, they're all on TV. They're all dressed in the, you know, Ralph Lauren uniform, USA exclusive uniforms, and I'm not there. It sucked. Like I was literally tearing up, crying, like watching that, bro. And I'm just like, dang, like I could have really been there.
I feel like you're not saying what I think everyone else is saying here. So I think, you know, on your behalf, I'll say it for you. I think you should have pretty much just found the dude and knocked him out. Because, you know,
nah, man.
No, bro.
Private jets.
We're not trying to be PC on this podcast, bro. I don't need the diplomacy. I don't need no diplomacy, bro. That dude needs to get a box of sand to his face. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what's that dude name, bro? What's that dude name? We follow him.
We pulling up? Pulling up?
His name, oh, man. Hey, leave him alone, man. His name is Duke Reagan. He actually did pretty well. Duke. He represented well, bro. He came out with the silver medal. He made it to the finals, and he came up with the silver medal, bro. Like, he made it far. He was very impressive in the Olympics, bro. So yeah, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, you know, listen, trust me, if I ain't like him, you know what I'm saying? Trust, he's gonna get all that flame. You know what I'm saying?
Sand, bro. You know I'm telling you, a box of sand,
but listen,
it works.
But at the end of the day, that's my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really my dude. And at the end of the day, before we even fought anything like that, I've known each other for years. Me and him is actually on a Pan American game. We was actually on a Pan American team together. Like, at the time, I was at 132 weight class, and he was at the weight class that, you know, that I'm at right now. And we were on the team together. You know, we spent a lot of time together. So we built a brotherhood from there. So, and I was just so happy. I was cheering him on, watching him fight, beating these guys and stuff like that. So it was like a really, like a bittersweet moment watching, you know, him fight and everybody else fight in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So I know y'all want all that controversy on the podcast, but we ain't having that here today. You know what I'm saying? We ain't having it here today. I'm keeping it 100 beans, man, 100 stacks.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Anybody?
So I think that's a good segue into so when do you since you didn't debut pro at the Olympics, when do you plan to debut?
Let's go.
Okay. So yeah, I plan my debut October 9th, as Josh said, under the Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury card. This is their third. This is their third fight. This is a fight right here, and there's gonna be a very, very big event because these are the top heavyweights in the sport. Like, the heavyweight boxing hasn't been that, you know, focused on and entertaining in a like, you know, in a long time. Ever since, like, you know, it was in the top of the heyday was like when, you know, Mike Tyson was back in the, since Mike Tyson was in the game. So it's building a lot of excitement now, and I'm just to be blessed to be on the undercard. And man, I'm bringing nothing but smoke.
Yes,
man,
sir.
I promise you, I'm bringing nothing but smoke, bro. And my main thing going into that is, you know, stepping in and making a performance, stepping in and letting everybody know it's my introduction to the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let everybody know who Bruce Carrington is, who Shu Shu is, man. Brownsville, straight gritty, straight, you know what I mean? You know, and I'm bringing that to the fight, and everybody gonna understand, everybody. And I just hope that, you know, everybody enjoy, you know, my fight, and, you know, and I'm just gonna try my best and to give a crowd-pleasing performance.
That's what's up. We can't wait for that. Everybody be tuning in.
Yes, sir.
October 9th for that. For real.
Yeah. Anybody that
on
can't
the
make it to Las
calendar.
Vegas, it'll be shown on ESPN and Fox Sports 1.
Let's go.
I got
Let's
the
go.
info.
The homie on
I'm gonna tell
ESPN.
you right now. Everybody get their watch parties together.
That's
from
what I'm
now.
about to say. You gotta watch party together.
Watch
Yeah.
parties from now. All right, a few people from TP. They was like, "Yo, you pulling up to this watch party? Like, we gonna all have like, you gonna all have that?" I was like, "Yo, we down." You know what I'm saying? I'm down to have it shoot. Y'all can even, y'all can come up to where I'm at. We could do a watch
I want to
party.
watch it on a 70 screen TV, baby.
You know, I got that.
Yeah.
I'm finna see. Look, imagine this. Here I am, baby Gabby on the side, the brothers on the other, and then the man with the most dangerous hands in America on a beautiful 70-inch screen TV. It don't get no better than that.
Oh God,
this dude, bro.
I mean, listen, Maz, you know I'm not.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Hey, listen,
okay
listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. Usually, me and Maz, when it comes to this antics, I'm kind of like, you know what I mean. But in this case, I'm actually with him, bro. Like, I feel like this would be the perfect place. My place would be the perfect place to have a nice little watch party. DJ, you're definitely not invited. And
Oh man,
you're invited.
You got
bro.
muted.
Invited.
You got muted.
So
That's the super petty.
But yeah, you're
super
definitely
petty,
invited, bro. You're definitely invited. But I feel like it'll be a dope experience. So y'all tune in October 9th.
Yes.
October 9th to witness history.
Yes,
Brownsville's reintroduction to the boxing game. I feel like it's been a while since we had a superstar fighter, bro. Like you,
right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like honestly, fam, like you bring a level of like superstardom to the sport at technically at an amateur level. Technically, you feel like you feel what I'm saying? Like it's amateur, but you have years in this. Like a lot of people don't necessarily count it, but you're 24 and you've done some stuff that people are just starting to get into at like 34, 35, whatever. Like you're like you're a young vet. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to be something that I think a lot of people are going to be excited to watch. It's like how you handle yourself inside the ring, and also how you handle yourself out, man. Like you like a lot of people gonna be surprised like how you handle yourself in the media, bro. Like you do a really good job, bro. For real.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
For real. So I just want to ask a few more. We can just and this is kind of like we're gonna wrap it up. I think this is I think this has just been a really dope time.
Bro, this is fun, right? I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Y'all ain't keep rolling, you can keep rolling, but this is probably one of the most fun I've had on the podcast, bro. Honestly, because it's just so authentic, it's so genuine, bro. Like, I'm seeing them, so I'm just so relaxed. I'm kicked back, you know what I mean? Oh man, I what is it? No, it was my battery. It was the battery thingy. You know what I mean? But I plugged it in. I just plugged it in.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So here we go.
But,
I want you to answer these last two, and these is the perfect way to end out the interview, and I want you to answer it in order.
Yeah.
Who is an up and coming boxer that you have your eyes on that you want to let the people like know, like keep your eye out for them, and then to end off the interview, what would you want your legacy to be, like when everything is all said and done?
Okay, well, I got two boxes for you guys to look out for. You guys can look out for my boy, Bobby Pettigrew. Bobby Pettigrew, he is also from Brownsville, doing his thing. Yeah, I believe he's 16, 17 years old. He's number one in the nation, guy doing his thing right now. You know what I'm saying? So putting him out there, Bobby Pettigrew. And also Tiger Johnson. You put Tiger Johnson up there. He's got my guy from Cleveland. He was on the Olympic team as well too. You know, guys can look him up as well. So, Keyshawn Davis. He was the Olympic silver medalist. You know what I mean? And he's professional now. You guys watch out for him. Great. You know, those are some boxes, some notable boxes that you guys can definitely look out for. But as far as my legacy, I would love for my legacy to be, just probably just one of the greatest athletes to ever do it. You know what I mean? I was one of the greatest boxers to ever lace them up, but one of the greatest athletes to ever do it. But, also I kind of want to be a guy that's bigger than boxing, man. I want to be able to, use the influence that I have from boxing to be able to span out and branch off and do other things. You know what I'm saying? And just become like this person that just inspires other people, man. And just, be able to try to change the world the best way I can. Don't really know what exactly how I'm going to do it, but something that I really, look forward to accomplishing.
Well, definitely, bruh. I'll just say me and Ash talk about it all day. You're definitely going to be Gabriella's coach.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah,
we laugh about
she
that.
Gonna have hands.
Do you have any?
Yeah.
When's my first lesson?
Hey man, I charge $500 an hour.
On that note, so listen, man, it's been an amazing time, bro. Bruce Carrington, Shu Shu, everybody. Let's clap it up for him for being a great guest.
Yes, sir.
No, seriously, we're actually gonna wrap it up. Let's clap.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me, man. For sure.
Bruh, it's been a blessing, bro, to have you on here, bro. All jokes aside, you are literally a solid brother, bro. You have that on your shoulders, man, and literally, bro, like you are. I really do believe, not just because we know you, not just because you came on here, but we really do believe that you are boxing's next. And we cannot wait, bro. We cannot wait to see everything that you do in the sport and how you take it over. October 9th, everybody. We are reminding you guys. October 9th. Set your watch parties up. Get everybody you know to turn on their screen. To where can they find
ESPN.
it on? ESPN. If you can't make it out to Las Vegas, you feel what I'm saying? Turn your channels to ESPN. Turn to the Tyson Fury fight. This dude is on the card as his pro boxing debut, bro. We all are here. You got fans all across the world. Brooklyn is definitely supporting. Brownsville is definitely supporting. Brownsville strong. We love you, man. Thank you so much for being on here, bro.
Thank you, man. And I just want to put it out there, man. You guys are great, man. Y'all had a great time on the podcast, man. And I appreciate y'all for having me. Anybody that's watching, follow me on Instagram, Bruce_Carrington. I still use Facebook. Follow me on add me on Facebook, Bruce Carrington Jr. and my Twitter, B_Carrington1. And my documentary, you can definitely find my documentary, Brownsville Born. It's on brownsvilleborn.com. And you guys can definitely reach out and let me know how you enjoyed that, man, and just continue to watch my journey. And I'll continue to make you guys proud.
Boom. Miles, take us out.
Go, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us as we have the most dangerous hands in America. The Brownsville's very own, Brooklyn's finest. It's your boy Maz.
It's your boy that Pendo.
I'm DJ.
And it goes exactly like this with the man Bruce Carrington. Catch y'all later. Peace out.